Yeah.
There's like so much detail in this. So
You know what's also crazy? I'm about to blow your mind. You
tell
ready?
me more than it's already been blown. Yeah, this is too much information for one night. Like I don't think I'm ever gonna sleep for a good couple of days now. This thing's gonna keep me up all night thinking about this shit. What's
I'm about to
up?
hit you with the.
Tell me.
He claimed one of the spaceships was found in a dig, so it was ancient.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Interesting.
Do you think?
I think that we're the source of it. My people are most likely the source of it. You guys know about all these conspiracy theories of ancient Egypt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it probably happened during the time of the pyramids, right? Like I think it probably like that's where all these experiments took place, and it would make sense if, especially if it was spherical in shape, because we love our spheres out here. Like,
No, the
all of
one
our
I'm pretty sure
furniture is
that was
like
dug
that.
up was
Say
a
what?
saucer. I'm pretty sure the one that was dug up was a saucer, not a sphere.
Yeah. I don't know, man, but like it seems like if we go back in history, there are certain times, like especially in ancient Egypt, there are certain times where it almost seems as if we we were so advanced when it came to technology and building structures and stuff like that, that we sort of had a level of technology that surpassed everywhere else, but then all of a sudden something happened. I'm not sure if it was a war, or if it was maybe the flood. Something happened that sort of erased this technology, and the only things that stayed behind were these miracles, right? And if you actually look at the way the pyramids are designed, like the structural analysis of it, is that it was made from something called red bricks, and those red bricks don't really exist anymore. So how are they able to create those? And if it was just a limited supply that was used for building the pyramids, where's the rest of it? Like, where did it actually come from? Where did they mine those bricks, and how are they able to actually get them out? It's almost as if maybe they had at some point created that form of brick, but there's no record in history of them being created. It's just it's telling us that it was like history is just telling us that it was a certain type of brick. There's no source of it. So it's interesting that you're saying that, because yeah, it could be that it's human based. It actually has nothing to do with aliens. It might not even be a UFO. It might have actually existed in the world at some point, but it's been buried along with ancestral technologies that we don't know of.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's crazy to think about that maybe aliens is more human than us. Maybe they've been here before us.
Maybe so. Maybe so. I feel like Annie knows a lot more, but she's just like not comfortable sharing it with everyone just yet. I feel like
No.
she might actually be an undercover alien where she's like, oh shit, they're getting close, and that's what happened earlier. Remember when you couldn't talk anymore? That's probably Annie. She's like
Trying to diverge you guys.
she's texting the rest of her alien buddies. She's like, oh, they're on to us. We better screw with their satellites. Lazar's workplace was raided by the FBI and local police, which Lazar theorizes was to recover element 115, the substance he says he took from a government lab. Records obtained through a Freedom of Information request show the raid was part of a murder investigation. What the hell? It's odd that if there's any truth to what this guy is saying, it's odd that he was just like left to his own devices. That's what I find to be the most mysterious, right? Because he actually survived to tell all of this, to tell the tale, and his workplace was raided, and if they were worried about the type of information that he would be releasing to the press or anything like that, they could have, and they always did before, and so they could have made it look like an accident, right? And just got rid of him. So I wonder why they didn't do that, and why that's not the case. Because I've never really heard of anyone from Area 51 leaving Area 51, or actually surviving to tell the tale, right?
Yeah.
It's interesting. Element 115. So you guys think this is going to be like our new source of energy?
They can't make it yet. They can't make it stable.
Well, I mean, it's already been made stable for them, though. Which I think if there's any truth to this, that they're already using it at this point. Because this has been, like, the technology has been there for quite some time. And so it wouldn't really make sense that, they weren't able to sort of, like, harvest the energy or understand it and be able to utilize it. Because, these tests that they're running, those tests were years ago. And the fact that, okay, so yeah, this is where you're wrong. The article does mention that it was synthesized, right? Because you're saying, like, they're not able to use it. No, they already said it was first synthesized in 2003 and later named Moscovium. So they actually gave it its own element on the periodic table, which means that they're now dealing with it. You know what I mean? So it could be out there. Like, it could actually be out there. We just have no idea. Also, guys, if you think about it, the way we're connected these days, and I know this is also going to open up the idea of, like, us, this whole conspiracy theory and the story of us being spied on by the government and all that. But, I mean, stories like this sort of provide proof, or not proof, but at least they make sense of why we feel that way. Why we feel like, technology has evolved so fast, and why we feel like, something's watching us, or we're being spied on, like why we get that eerie feeling. And it's not just from the technology that we hold in our hands, it's from things that we might not even be seeing right now, right? Like, there was this theory that I'm trying to remember. I've heard it so many years ago, and it was actually, it's not a theory, it's more of a philosophy, right? It was a great philosopher that said it, where reality, everything that we see, is simply a reflection of light. So without light, we'd be living in darkness. We can't see anything. We won't even know if something exists or not. And it's because of the fact that light, the light rays, the photons, hit certain objects that we are able to see it. And light is what gives it existence in our world. So what anybody perceives is what's reflected by light towards that person, right? So that's why we're able to perceive it. That's why our eyes are able to see it. And so if this is true, if this form of technology does exist, and it found a way to sort of bend light to the point where it doesn't exist within our perception, then that would be the craziest form of technology ever. And that would also give credence to all of these conspiracy theories out there where it's never safe, like you're never alone, right?
Yeah. It's crazy to think about all that.
That's true. Annie, I've noticed you've been quiet this whole time. Is it that because you're truly freaked out, or?
Yeah, you guys are tripping me out. Last I heard, there were like 119 elements, and the 119th or 120th that they were developing couldn't be synthesized. So I think it's kind of like what he was getting at, that it has been made, but we can't synthesize it. About element 115.
So yeah, it's element 115. You're saying there's a 120th one that they've discovered but haven't been able to synthesize yet? Because that 115th one has already been synthesized into its own form of element.
It's 119 or 120.
What's?
Yeah, it goes all the way to. I don't know what 119 is specifically, but I just know that they can't put it on the table yet because they know what it is. They know all the chemical structure or whatever goes behind it, atoms and all that. But they can't synthesize it yet, so they haven't been able to actually see it. So it's not made its way onto the table. But they know everything about it.
Are you talking about the same element that I'm talking about? The one
No, I'm a few.
that.
No, I'm a few ahead of you.
Oh, okay. So you're not talking about the one that Lazar was talking about, the one that propels light and uses it to sort of conceal the ship and propels it through that same element, the antimatter element 115. You're
Yeah,
talking
that I'm
about
still taking all that in.
so you're talking about a completely different like 1/19th element, and so that is also something that they discovered in Area 51, or is it like just completely unrelated to it?
Unrelated. I was just saying that maybe that's what he was getting at. That he said that it has been created and whatnot, but I was wondering like maybe it has been synthesized, and that's why it's kind of the last
Probably.
element, like official.
Hmm.
No, it was the isotope that they didn't make yet that he was
Oh, the
talking about.
isotope. Okay, well I know mine hasn't been synthesized yet, but they have all the blueprints and everything to make it. They just can't.
Yeah.